Hey, what y'all do yesterday for Thanksgiving? I didn't really think about it. I'm sitting here telling y'all, don't take these women serious, don't have no children, but at the same time, I ain't letting you know that you can't expect if you don't bring seed into this world and you don't marry, you can't expect anybody to look after you when you're too old to do anything for yourself. Um, And that is why I tell you guys to go to the gym and work out. I don't care what your fitness level is. You have to work out if you're going to be a single guy your entire life because your body is going to break down. It's just a matter of time. Uh, Go do a survey. Go to any graveyard and ask and see how healthy the people. There's not one healthy person in that graveyard. Go take a survey of it. But in all seriousness, like I say, your body gonna break down. So if you ain't got no fitness level at all, like if you don't, I mean, if you're a couch potato, don't have any fitness level, haven't been an athlete ever in your life, start with like a walk run type thing. Run till you can't, go to a track. I suggest you go to a track. And another thing about keeping yourself safe too, you got to make sure that you don't injure yourself because your body's not going to heal as fast as you get older, and there's nobody going to be there to really care about you to see that you like a slip and fall. Like I talk about getting your hips in order or getting your hips and legs strong so you don't have a fall because when you're like 80 years old, a fall could kill you. Like you fall, everybody's seen. Maybe you haven't. A lot of you guys are too young to see those old Life Alert commercials that I've fallen and I can't get up. I think her name was Mrs. Fletcher. We're sending help immediately, Mrs. Fletcher. I'm having chest pains. We're calling your doctor and your family, Mr. Miller. Yeah. Anybody out there that's really old school remembers Mrs. Fletcher on the bathroom floor saying, I've fallen and I can't get up. So, yeah. So you want to be in shape so that kind of thing doesn't happen to you. But the run thing, run, go to a track if you want to hurt yourself. Because that's another thing. When you go to these gyms, you got to be looking out, making sure people aren't careless, dropping weights on you. I seen a woman position one of those 40-pound barbells, solid steel. She put it against the wall horizontally, and somebody moved the bag and it caused the bar to fall on somebody's head. And when it fell on his head, they didn't even run over to him to see how he was doing right away. They went and, two people run to the front and call 911 and we'll tend to him. And I'm sure, and that girl sat around like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I mean, that girl should lose her membership for that. But you got to be careful with these gyms that you don't hurt yourself by somebody being negligent. You got to do that whatever you do. When you drive, you got to make sure you're looking out for people that ain't looking out for you, because that's how it usually goes. The people that get hurt the most aren't paying attention and somebody's being negligent and stupid and they wind up in a wheelchair, man. So watch that. But like I'm saying, there's different levels to fitness. You do the walk run if you can't do anything. Run till you can't run anymore. Then walk till you get your breath, then run again. Do that mess for at least 15 minutes when you're starting out and try to build up to an hour. And then if you're past that level, you may want to go to a Planet Fitness where it's inexpensive and you're not going to be intimidated by the people in the gym that are really, really fit and muscular and real strong and throwing weights around, like a Gold's Gym. I personally don't like Planet Fitness or Gold's Gym because Planet Fitness isn't serious enough and Gold's Gym is a little bit too serious. I like to go to the Y because there's a good amount of sociability there. You can get to go see people. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, man. How old are you? Oh, yeah, I'm just getting older. It's getting hard to get in here. You see older people, 80 years old, that gives you a little bit more motivation to go yourself. And you actually serve as motivation for the younger people that come in their 20s and 30s. They can see when you got gray in your beard, but you're still in there and you still look fairly good. That gives them motivation to go. But Planet Fitness is not as advanced for me. I don't like machines. I like free weights, and I like pushing sleds. That's what I like doing. I like pushing sleds and what's called a farmer's carry, where you got kettlebells on each side of you, and you walk and try not to let your body sway too much to the side. That's really good for you, and get your lower back and your hip flexors strong. You want that strong. I'm spending like the next month just putting myself in the back extension, just standing straight up and for like 3 minutes and let my back get stronger that way before I even add the weight, because I had a weak back for the longest time, didn't even know it. And when you got a weak back, your stomach, the front of you has to compensate for that. So your body actually gets pulled out of alignment. You get what's called anterior pelvic tilt. And I had it for the longest time. It looked like I was damn near pregnant because my pelvis was too far protruding forward. So we got that fixed, but my back is still, I started adding weight before I got my back really strong. So I'm just going to get my back strong before I add weight. But that's too much rambling. But it's important that you guys be in shape, because ain't nobody going to be there to take care of you if you follow my advice as to not bringing kids into this world and not getting married. There's going to be nobody there to take care of you. That's the con. There's pros and cons to everything. But the con comes, the con comes later in life when you're too old and decrepit to do anything and nobody wants to do anything for you. Fellas, you think my daughter's going to come do anything for me when I'm old and can't do much for myself? I doubt it. What I have done and what I've been doing and what I do, there's a lady, I've done this before with other people, but things didn't end. I stopped doing it after a while, but there's like an 80-year-old who just yesterday, I helped, the day before, yesterday was Thanksgiving, Wednesday, the day before, I helped her pull out all of her flower bed stuff. Just pulled it out of the ground, bagged it up, put it in a trash can. She gave me $25. I wasn't doing it for the money. I was doing it because there's a karmatic effect in this world. When I'm 50, I did work for an 80-year-old woman because her body was not able to do it. So hopefully, there's no guarantee with any of this. I'm planting a seed now so that when I'm 80 years old and I can't do much of anything, people will volunteer to help me out. There's no guarantee in this world, but at least you're doing it with the intent of having a seed grow in the future. You know what I mean? Like my dad used to say to me all the time when I was a little boy. Yeah, something, I forget how he said it, but when I'm old and can't do nothing, you're going to do something, you're supposed to look out for me. But I didn't do it though. Why? Because he didn't plant that seed in me to where we had a relationship to where I didn't want to see him suffer. And I would have just swallowed my pride to go in there and tool at the man. But you don't build up a rapport with me, I'm not helping you. So that right there lets me know I'm going to have to hopefully I'll at least get an attractive nurse to do it when I get older. I don't want to be 83 years old in a nursing home and I got these ugly ass nurses. I don't want that. I really don't. But yeah, you got to make sure you're in shape, because ain't nobody looking out for you when you get old and decrepit. And you got to make sure, hold on. Yeah, you got to make sure that you do something for somebody that can't do anything for you. Because one day you'll be that somebody that can't do anything for somebody, and you'll need somebody's assistance. Yeah.